Hello, 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 and welcome back to another edition of Fan Talk, your favorite podcast by your favorite fan. That is, of course, me, Kyle Brinchley, in the house on this Thursday. We are a day late this week. Holy cow, it's been a crazy week, not just in the world of sports, but in the world, period. So thank you for being patient with me as we release this Fan Talk episode on Thursday. If you're new here, hello. Fan Talk's a podcast that you can find anywhere you get your podcast. I also upload on YouTube. If you like the video version, YouTube and Spotify both have video versions. Fan Talk is a podcast by the fans, for the fans. We're sharing our perspective here. We're showing the world that we know what's up. And we're talking about topics that are frankly important to us as we sit on the couch and watch college football all day Saturday, NFL football all day Sunday. As we enjoy the world of a fan, this is a spot where we talk about it. And today's episode, we have a lot more to talk about. The recent episodes have been very college football, NFL pick heavy. And I'm very excited to continue to do that. But we got some very important things to talk about. The NBA has started. NHL has started. The World Series is starting on Friday. We have the World Series matchup set. There's just so much good going on. So I'm so glad you've joined us here on Fan Talk. We got the Rogue One poster. We got the sign. Let's jump right into it. Breaking news this morning. Now, this has been a story that's been going on for about a year, but some major developments have just happened. Chauncey Billups, coach of the Portland Trailblazers, NBA coach, and Terry Rozier, he's an NBA player for the Miami Heat, have been arrested in gambling inquiries. Now, you're probably like, whoa, what? Yeah, you heard me right. A head coach in the NBA and a player in the NBA have been arrested as part of this wide range investigation into illegal sports betting and rigged poker games that are backed by the mafia. The mafia? This is like the 2025 Godfather, like what the heck? Absolutely crazy. 34 people in total have been arrested. Again, this has been an ongoing story. The FBI has actually been on the trail for more than a year now, and they've finally been able to make some arrests and to crack down a little bit. And Rozier was arrested. Chauncey Billups was arrested. Both of them were at their games, respectively, on Wednesday night, and they wake up in the morning and get arrested. So anyways, absolutely crazy that this sort of stuff is going on in the world of sports. So naturally, my segue into the next thing is to talk about the NBA season starting and who is the favorites to win the NBA championship. So let's move over here. Gamble responsibly, of course, but it's a new NBA season, and despite the craziness that I just shared, we're all for this new NBA season. The Oklahoma City Thunder, of course, won the championship last year. No relation to me wearing Oklahoma gear today. This is just what looked good. But Oklahoma City Thunder, they have the best odds to repeat, meaning that they are the favorites to win the championship again. So my question is, and you comment this down below if you're on YouTube, if you're on Spotify, who do you think is going to win the NBA championship this year? Of course, the season has just barely started. But if you were to pick today, claim your team down below, make your predictions down below. Personally, I'm feeling the Denver Nuggets are going to make a run this year. They've only gotten better. They got rid of some of the dead weight, no offense, Russell Westbrook and Michael Porter Jr., but they've added some good pieces. They still have Nikola Jokic, the best player in the entire world. They still have Jamal Murray, who is an absolute playmaker. They took Oklahoma City to 7 games last year and could have easily, that's game 7 could have gone either way. And they could have been in the NBA Finals and they would have beaten the Pacers, So they're 1 game away from being in the NBA Finals last year. I think they will make the NBA Finals this year and win it all. Stephen A. Smith saying that the Knicks are going to go there. I'll believe that when I see it. But the Rockets are a better team. The Cavaliers, obviously the Oklahoma City Thunder. There's some good teams out there. Golden State Warriors look really good. Watch out. But claim your team down below. Let me know who you think is going to win the NBA Finals. I believe it is going to be the Denver Nuggets. More about the NBA later on down the road. But let us shift our focus to Major League Baseball. Let's get all this gambling nonsense out of the way. The World Series is set. The Los Angeles Dodgers, the Toronto Blue Jays. Now, I'll be honest with you. As a Pirates fan, I pick a favorite team to support in the postseason every year because the Pirates haven't been there in, checks my notes, 9 years. So this year, I picked the Seattle Mariners. I did. I was rooting for the Seattle Mariners. Honestly, the fact that they had never been to the World Series ever, the fact they had never been to the AL pennant since 2001, it had been 24 years. Many of you weren't even born. I was just, 2 years old in 2001. It was a good story, and they had a good team, and they had a good run, and they ultimately came up short against the Toronto Blue Jays in Game 7, which is sad. It is sad, but honestly, good for the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays hadn't gone to the World Series in 32 years, so I feel like this postseason had a lot of teams that were, and what I mean by that is I could see myself rooting for a lot of these teams because honestly, a lot of these teams hadn't been there before. Unlike the Dodgers, who had been there a couple times before, and they find themselves there again. Game 1 is on Friday night in Toronto. If you're feeling like you want to crack into your life savings, your 401k, tickets are as low as $663 to get up there across the border. I'm all Blue Jays on this one. I think the Dodgers will win the World Series. That's what my mind tells me. That's what my heart tells me. But go Blue Jays. Why not? Right? Go Blue Jays. Someone beat the Dodgers, and it should be a very exciting World Series. Blue Jays are actually a fantastic team. If you have not been paying attention to baseball this year, they are absolutely fantastic. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., can you believe it? Vladimir Guerrero already has a son who's playing in Major League Baseball. I grew up watching Vladimir Guerrero, and I really liked him. I thought he was a fantastic player, and his son is now playing in a World Series. So that is very fantastic. Again, Friday night, clear out your schedules because it's Game 1 of the World Series. Dodgers, Blue Jays, I'm all for it. All right, let's shift our focus to football because I know that's why you're all here. I'm not going to tell you games to watch this weekend. I'm going to let you decide. At this point, it's week 9 in college football, so you should have a pretty good idea on what games you should be watching and what games you could be watching. I'll just highlight the local teams real quick. BYU and Utah, of course, played last week in the Holy War, and BYU got the upper hand and won 24-21. That makes it 3 wins in a row for the BYU Cougars over their in-state rival, the Utah Utes. The Utes are at home, and this week hosting Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes at home at Rice Cycle Stadium, looking to bounce back. This is a much-needed win, a must-win if you must. Now that they're 2 games behind BYU, they really can't afford to lose anymore, and they need BYU to lose a couple times if they want any shot at a Big 12 championship. The window looks pretty small right now, to be completely honest. You lose that second game, especially in a tough conference, competitive conference like the Big 12, and you might not have a chance to make up for that, if that makes sense. So Utah wants to win out. They want to play hard. Coach Winningham, that's his culture. Against Colorado, that game is the late night game, so you have to stay up till 8:15 and watch that game. BYU is playing a little earlier in the day. They're traveling to Ames, Iowa to play Iowa State. BYU 7-0, ranked 11. Last year, actually, they got up to number 9. I was curious. I did some research. Number 9, actually number 8 is the highest they've been, and they were number 8 a few years back. But 11, not bad for the undefeated Cougars. They're playing Iowa State, as I mentioned before. This should be a fun matchup because Iowa State obviously had very high expectations coming into the season. They are ranked very high. They have had 2 losses, but they are at home, and the Cougars are hungry and undefeated. Should be interesting to see what they do. And shout out to my alma mater, the Utah State Aggies, coming off a big homecoming win against San Jose State. They are now 4-3. They still have a shot at the Mountain West Championship. Believe it or not, 3 losses in the Mountain West is not as harmful as it would be in the Big 12, Big 10, SEC. They still have a chance, but they must face a pretty good New Mexico team on the road. Coach Bronco Mendenhall going back to Albuquerque, where he coached football for just 1 season before leaving the Lobos to join the Aggies. Should be a fun one. That game's at 1 o'clock. I suspect that the Lobos will be a little put off that Mendenhall only stayed for 1 year and then took Dampier and left. So it should be very interesting to see what happens there. Utah State, New Mexico, 1 p.m. You can be watching your local football teams. Should be fun. And of course, a lot of fun games. I'll let you guys decide what you should be watching in college football this week. Let's jump to the NFL and get to the meat of the meal, which is the NFL Weekly Picks. We are in week 8 of the NFL. And if you're not familiar with this segment of the show, there is a fantasy game on ESPN called ESPN Pigskin Pick'em. And it is for the NFL, professional football. And you just pick the winner of each game. It's super simple. You just click a button and choose which team you think will win. And it's fun because you can compete against your friends. You can compete against strangers. You can win legitimate money, legally money, right? $100,000 in prizes is up for grabs. I have a fan talk group for the podcast. I'll link it down below if you would like to join. It is never too late to put your skills to the test. So let's start off Thursday Night Football. That will be tonight. Hopefully you're watching this episode beforehand. If you're catching it later, then, well, you already know the winner. Vikings and Chargers. The Chargers are a team that, frankly, have not changed in the last 4 or 5 seasons. They have a great quarterback in Justin Herbert. Their offense can really put it together at times. Their defense has improved. They have a great coach, but they just never seem to always get all their ducks in a row. They never seem to get everything on the same page and consistently win. And they're losing games they shouldn't lose. And but they're still competitive, and they're still a fun team, and they still are a team that you should be afraid of. And the Vikings should be afraid of them going into this Thursday night game. I do like the Chargers at home. To get this one right, it does help that Carson Wentz, while doing the best that he can, is still very far away from the 2017 MVP Carson Wentz that he once was. This Viking defense is good and has done very well, but the Eagles beat them. The Eagles were the better team. The Eagles offense was the better unit. Give me the Chargers this one on Thursday Night Football. Moving to Sunday, we have the 1-6 Dolphins and the 3-3 Falcons. I'm going to go with the Falcons in this one. They had a rough game against the 49ers. Penix struggled, but that's what a second-year quarterback's going to do. He's going to struggle in games. He's going to lose road games. He's going to be inconsistent, but he showed some really good things throughout this season, and I think he'll continue to do that against a Miami Dolphins team that, frankly, is just having a horrible year. It can only get better from here, right? Dolphins have hit rock bottom at Hard Rock Stadium. So give me the Falcons in this one over the Dolphins. Jets at Bengals. Jets are 0-7, probably going to go 0-8. Justin Fields, are you the problem? I'm the problem. It's me, right? Aaron Glenn on the hot seat for sure, but his job is secure for at least another week. The Jets owner blaming Justin Fields rather than Aaron Glenn for their 0-7 start and their offensive struggles. Tyrod Taylor, 36-year-old backup quarterback, journeyman, had to come in and salvage what Justin Fields had put together. I like the Bengals in this one. Joe Flacco showed us that while 40 years old, he can still play football. And whether it's in a Browns helmet, a Bengals helmet, or a Ravens helmet, he's going to sling the ball around. Give me the Bengals in this one to win against the Jets. Browns and Patriots. Patriots are they haven't been this good since Tom Brady was their quarterback. And Drake May might be Tom Brady 2.0. That might be a very outlandish statement, but he's good. He's very serviceable, and he can make deep throws. And he's looking a lot better than he did last year. Last year, I was like, I don't know, Drake May, I don't know, but he looks very good. Give me the Patriots in this one over the Cleveland Browns. Giants and Eagles. Giants. Thank you so much for having a very bad special teams kicker in place to miss both PATs, because ultimately that's why Denver won. So thank you very much. I do like what I'm seeing from Jackson Dart, though. I think he is him. I think he's the future of the New York Giants. I hope they don't squander him. I hope they don't ruin this opportunity, because he's shown a lot. This team was 0-3 before he stepped in. They are now 2-2 under him. I think this is great. I think this is a great opportunity for the Giants. Unfortunately, they are facing the Philadelphia Eagles, who have found their mojo again after beating the Minnesota Vikings on the road. Give me the Eagles in this one, but the Giants, the future is bright. So keep it up. Bills at Panthers. The Panthers are 3-0 at home. They're undefeated at home. So will the Panthers win their fourth at home against the Buffalo Bills? As much as I want to say yes and pick them, I'm going to say no because Bryce Young is injured. They're probably going to start Andy Dalton at quarterback. And while he used to be a former starter and he's very serviceable and very capable, I'm going to go with the Bills in this one to win in Carolina. Bears at Ravens. Now the Bears are 4-2 and have won 4 in a row. They're playing the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens are having their worst year in such a long time. Like I don't even know that I've ever seen them this bad, right? As of today, Lamar Jackson is questionable to play. I think a lot of these bettors are saying that he will play because it looks like the Ravens are favored at least. Well, the Bears are actually, no, the Ravens are favored. Yeah, the Ravens are favored in this one, and a lot of people on this game are picking the Ravens. I'm going to pick the Chicago Bears. Even if Lamar comes back and plays, he's going to be rusty. He's not the only reason they're losing. Their defense is absolutely terrible. They haven't really been getting the offense going, even when Lamar was there. So give me the Bears in this one for my upset pick of the week. San Francisco 49ers, Houston Texans. Give me the 49ers in this one. I think the Texans are really all out of sorts here. Nico Collins is injured. Joe Mixon's still gone. He hasn't been able to, or they haven't been able to put together a run game. And CJ Stroud is just not the same quarterback that he has been in the past. Give me the 49ers in this one. I like what Mac Jones has done. He hasn't been perfect, but they have Christian McCaffrey. They have some weapons. Their defense really stepped up in the absence of Fred Warner. Give me the 49ers on the road. Tampa Bay Buccaneers and New Orleans Saints. I think this is a great game for Tampa Bay to bounce back after a disappointing loss to a very good Detroit Lions team. Baker is throwing balls to practice squad members because all his wide receivers are out. Mike Evans probably going to miss the rest of the year. Chris Godwin again is out this week. Bucky Irving again is out this week. So with limited weapons, Baker could only do so much against the Lions. Thankfully, he's going up against the Saints. I think they bounce back and win a close one, but still get the win. Give me the Buccaneers. Cowboys and Broncos. Now, let me talk about these two teams. Both these teams absolutely had fantastic wins over the weekend. The Cowboys obliterated their rivals in the Washington Commanders. CeeDee Lamb came back. George Pickens still made crazy catches. Dak's looking like he's been the best he ever has, and Jerry Jones is thinking that they're going to win a Super Bowl. Delusion has entered the town of Dallas. The Broncos. I don't know why the Broncos are doing this to me and all other Denver Broncos fans, but they think it's a good idea to raise our heart levels, to raise our, what do you call that? Our blood pressure. They literally do not play football for 3 quarters. They did this against the Eagles. They did this against the Jets. They did this against the Giants. They don't like they're sleeping through their alarm, knowing that they'll only need 2 minutes to get ready and out the door. 0 points to 3 quarters against the Giants. They were down 19-0. I was watching this game. On the couch. I was over at family, and I was like, man, this sucks. How are we losing to the Giants at home? But we find a way. Never give up. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to play 4 quarters of football. Football is 4 15-minute quarters. You have to play every single minute of that quarter. And that is what the Denver Broncos did. They scored 33 points in the fourth quarter, which is the most scored in a fourth quarter by any team this season. Second most all time scored within this season. And they scored all those 33 points within 5 minutes. How do you score 33 points within, not 5 minutes? How do you score 33 points in 1 quarter? Well, you get frantic and you realize that, crap, we're losing to the Giants. We're not going to lose to the Giants. Anyways, let's get back to this game. Cowboys, Broncos. Cowboys offense looks amazing. Broncos offense looks amazing in the fourth quarter. All other quarters, it's obsolete. Denver's defense is really good. They slipped up against the Giants. They let the Giants score 32 on them. Cowboys defense is so-so, but did pretty good against the Commanders. This game is in Denver. I want to pick the Denver Broncos, but ultimately, if I am to at the end of the day, which offense am I more confident in to play 4 quarters of football is the Dallas Cowboys. So I'm actually going to pick the Dallas Cowboys to beat my Denver Broncos. You're like, holy cow, what is this guy doing? But let me spin it this way. Either way, I win. If the Broncos win, I win. If the Broncos lose, I sort of still kind of win. Give me the Cowboys in this one. Most people are picking the Denver Broncos. So if the Cowboys do win, then I get up. I move my way up on the leaderboards. Titans at Colts. Give me the Colts in this one. Easiest pick of the year. Packers and Steelers on Sunday Night Football. This one should be a super fun one. I think I do like the Packers in this one. Aaron Rodgers has that offense going great, but their defense is not that good. The script has flipped in Pittsburgh. Give me the Packers in this one. Jordan Love, great road win. Commanders and Chiefs on Monday Night Football. Chiefs all the way. As much as I hate the Chiefs, they're going to win this game because if Jaden Daniels is hurt, if Deebo Samuel is hurt, if Terry McLaurin is hurt, where's this offense going to come from? Marcus Mariota? Yeah, right. So give me the Chiefs in this one to round out the Week 8 picks in the NFL. Again, this is a game, ESPN Pigskin Pick'em. I'll link it down below. All you got to do is pick the winner of each game. All right, guys, that's all I have for you here on Fan Talk today. Oh, I did want to do this a little earlier when I was talking about NBA teams, claim your team. I want to come out here and say that I am a Utah Jazz fan. I am from Utah. Jazz had a wonderful win against the Los Angeles Clippers last night. Jazz looking good. I also do support the Washington Wizards. You're probably like, why? Well, that's because of this guy right here, John Wall. So obviously John Wall is retired and no longer with the Wizards, but the 2 worst teams in the league are the teams that I support. So that should tell you about how dedicated I am, how loyal I am. But again, claim your teams down below. Let me know who you think is going to win the NBA Finals. Watch the World Series, watch college football, go out into the world and do some good. And leave a like, comment, subscribe if you liked what you saw and or heard today. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning into Fan Talk. I'll see you guys next week for another edition of Fan Talk.